If you're a business owner, you don't need us to tell you running a business is tough. Don't let QuickBooks and spreadsheets slow you down anymore. Now is the time to upgrade to NetSuite by Oracle, the world's #1 cloud business system. NetSuite gives you the visibility and control over your financials, HR, inventory, e-commerce, and more. Join the over 21,000 companies using NetSuite right now. Schedule your free product tour right now at netsuite.com/C-suite. netsuite.com/C-suite.
Welcome back to the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the homie Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what's up? How you guys doing today? Here we are again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just sat down and watched Harley Quinn, the animated series, episode 3, titled "So You Need a Crew."
Yeah, pretty dope, dude.
Yeah, it's also interesting with all the crew talk coming off the heels 2 weeks or 3 weeks behind that Rick and Morty episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you son of a bitch, I'm in. It's basically what Clayface and Dr. Psycho said.
Spoilers ahead, FYI.
Mm-hmm.
No surprise, homies. Yeah, dude.
Okay,
Everyone
what you
wants a
think?
crew.
What you think of this one?
Dude, it's dope, man. My thoughts are developing on the show as we continue to watch it. A synopsis of what we're going to talk about, or at least the points of view that I definitely want to touch on. The show's excellent pacing, and the show's I guess no BS storytelling is what I'm gonna call it. But that's just like, I guess, my overview of what I want to talk about tonight. If I had to make like a PowerPoint presentation of this shit, I guess. But nah, man. Simply put, dude, the show's still fucking hilarious. The show's still great. Yeah. What about you?
I really enjoyed this episode. I thought that it's bringing a lot of I don't want to say awareness, because Harley Quinn, hell, she's one of the most popular characters in comics, hence the TV show.
Yeah.
But this is really kind of fleshing out the character, I think, maybe more than what a lot of more casual fans are aware of, and I think that's really cool. And I do also, it's giving me like more of the same awesomeness that the first 2 episodes brought, kind of like really introducing us to a lot of these characters, and then playing those characters as themselves, but a comedic version of themselves, and
yeah.
I eat that shit up.
No, same here, dude. Same here. I didn't mention it in my little 2-point principles there earlier, but the tone of the show has been awesome throughout. They're making it their own.
Yeah.
But they're doing a fantastic job of it, because they're keeping to the characters, but introducing them with these almost whimsical points in their personalities as well.
Yeah.
Which is super dope, dude. You know, Clayface is a perfect example. In the comics, he's always more of like your Frankenstein's monster-esque being. And here, he's, you know, Clayface plus Alan Tiddick. It's dope, you know? Yeah.
I think, like, is that a new shirt?
No, it's not. I like this shirt, though. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I've never seen that one.
No?
Anyways.
I've worn that a few times. It's a good one, yeah.
I think you're a fucking doppelganger. Anyways.
You're the doppelganger.
The thing I really liked about Clayface was, I mean, because I gotta be honest, guys, like, with Clayface, there's at least 7 or 8 different Clayfaces. There's a bunch, yeah. But the one they went with, I think, was the first. I think he's also the one I'm most familiar with. Fucking Basil, pretty sure that's his name.
The actor who...
Basil Carlo.
Yeah.
He was an actor, yeah.
Dude, the animated Batman series did such a great job with Clayface's story, dude.
Oh, yeah.
His episode was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
The actor who's desperate and he keeps using this facial reconstruction cream to help cover up a nasty scar he got in an accident.
Yeah.
In secret that none of his cast or crew members knew about on set. But he kept fucking up. He kept needing more. He needed another hit of this cure-all perfect masking cream.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. Some thugs get him the wrong way in the animated show, guys. He gets desperate. He tries to go for the honeypot of all the cream, the big shot, the source of it all. And the thugs are just like, you love this shit so much? Well, we caught you trying to steal it, so now we're gonna force you to eat it. And they force feed him this chemical shit, this nice, what was it, Ace Chemical compound thing that they were making?
I don't remember what it was in the show.
Me neither.
It was something. Yeah.
Either way, I guarantee you there was a big fat ass warning: do not eat, do not consume label on the jars, and he ate a whole vat of the shit. Thus, fucking up his chemistry to a point where he was malleable. He was, bendable clay. He was, I guess, formable, whatever the fuck you call it in pottery class. Yeah. But yeah.
His and once again, that just goes to prove that the animated series was truly groundbreaking, and really as far as like really kind of resculpting it and no pun intended, and inventing.
Sculptable. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, there's the clay term.
Because like in the original lore for Basil, his shit was more hilarious than anything else. I mean, to be serious, he was a B-list actor. That much they kept intact over the years. But Basil, he was brought on hand for a remake of one of his movies, and but he wasn't actually in the movie. He was just like working staff, and so he was like, "What the fuck? Like this was my movie," because he was a failing B-lister, and
really,
so,
I don't remember that from the show, but that's hilarious. Yeah.
But here's the thing, like Basil, he didn't actually get any powers until he got his powers, I think, like post Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
So like he was introduced in like the early 40s. Crisis happened in mid 80s. Okay. So like it was a long while, but there were other Clayfaces in between that had powers.
Oh, okay.
But no, his whole thing, the reason why he was Clayface, because one of his previous movies, he played a villain called Clayface. So he put on that outfit and like killed the stage director and like and
so he was just like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Pretty much, yeah.
Who's the man under the mask? Basil? You meddling Robbins.
Right.
I'll get you yet.
But it was fun to see Clayface in this episode.
Yeah.
And one more thing about him, then we get into the episode. I would love to see Clayface in a live action movie. In the hands of the right director, he could be very menacing, and it could be a very creepy ass movie.
Christopher Nolan just walked out of the room. Yeah, just because I know that he does not like those fantastical villains who have like such like over the top properties like Clayface or any of these others that actually have like powers per se.
I think that because he dropped a heavy Easter egg in this last movie, but I think he'd be perfect for it.
I mean, yeah. Do you think he would actually take it though? Because the villains that he used were more like down to earth, though.
Yeah, the ones that he used were more or less down to earth ish, with the exception of like Ra's al Ghul and
yeah.
And I was even Scarecrow is he still, because he makes his own toxin, but yeah. So it would just be interesting. It'd be fun to see.
Nolan would be dope to see because, well, one, it'd be a totally fucking different Clayface. We would have whiplash from Clayface of the animated show here from Harley Quinn to Christopher Nolan Clayface, which would be like, almost a scary factor, I could imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool, yeah.
It invoked paranoia. And maybe I think it's because I really love the thing. And I think that's what it keeps coming back around to.
I see the relation.
That whole paranoia factor coming into play, and can I trust you? How do I know who you say you are? It'd be super cool,
I think you're right, man. I think it'd be cool, and there'd be a lot of room for just really great quality shit that could be pulled from the comics and from your storyboards. Yeah. No, I can see it happening now. Like I'm putting pieces together, but I ain't no director. And
well, damn it, why not fix it?
Q, because I'm broke. I don't know. Pick your reasons.
Oh man, but no, this episode and kind of the crutch of it is Harley. She's still trying to climb out from underneath the shadow of Joker, and so she does it with the train heist. She's trying to steal some uranium, and I don't know who that villain was. I think it was maybe KG Beast. I couldn't tell. I mean,
sure,
because he was a different version of KG Beast than what I'm used to, but I don't know.
Yeah. I in my mind, I just called him Elite Train Villain number 1.
There you go.
Either way, though, yeah.
But no, in the process of trying to steal this uranium, and I did really like that sequence.
I think it was a nuclear warhead, is what they kept calling it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought they said okay. But in the process of trying to steal evil villain shit, I really enjoyed that entire sequence of Harley trying to utilize both those keys. And you know, here's something that's extremely funny. Like for those who've been listening to a lot of our episodes, you know, we've been covering The Watchmen, and David Lindelof created another one of my truly favorite shows, The Leftovers. And in the last season, there's this fucking guy who has to do the same thing, to activate some nukes. Yeah. And this guy, super strange scene, butt ass naked, puts one on his toe, puts one in his hand, leans out, and does them both. I was like, I've never seen something like that before in my life. Yeah. What the hell?
I mean, but that's it was such a hilarious stitch, but at the same time, it was such an accurate portrayal of, you know, the pros and cons of being a solo bad guy or being a solo adventure, whatever you want to call it in this case. And in Harley's case, being a solo bad person because, oh, look, there's a key padlock here. Oh, look, it's a double key padlock where you need both the... Oh, look, triple? What the fuck?
Yeah. That was funny.
That was just like, no one saw it coming. But, the Joker shows up, his goons take the third key. They have no problem taking the warhead and chucking Harley off the train.
Literally throwing her out of like Winter Soldier style from the first Captain America movie.
But she didn't die.
Yeah. Neither did Bucky.
Neither did Bucky. But I don't know, man. I imagine Bucky got a little bit more fucked up. I don't know. Harley, though, she just, you know, she goes home and she's just dirty.
Yeah. And that's the kind of thing I also appreciate about this show. It doesn't take itself too seriously, you know?
Yeah.
And that's a really cool and fun aspect of it. But no, it continues on, and, you know, like we said, the crutch of the show is Harley wants a crew.
Yep.
Let's talk about Dr. Psycho. What'd you think about this first scene we got with him in Wonder Woman?
So I had mixed feelings about the voice actor because I had only been familiar with him from a couple of random comedy sketches, and of course Tony Hall's biggest project, which was biggest project in Kevin's mind. Hands up, admitting that. His largest project being Arrested Development. He was one of the main actors of that show. But that show had a great list of comedians and talented dudes in that. Dudes and dudettes in that show, you know? He was one of them. He played kind of like one of the awkward siblings, you know? That show had a lot of awkward family.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had mixed feelings, like, okay, I wonder how he's going to do with this. I was super happy with it, dude, you know? He was a great Dr. Psycho. And I watched, there's like a little bit in one of the trailers where he's kind of like dissecting the character in his own take. And I really appreciated it because it seems like he had a fun time pulling this character and making it its own unique thing with its fallacies and his strengths. And yeah, dude, it's... We get a fun demonstration of that here, but obviously we're going to get a lot more of him because he is now an established character. I can't wait for it, dude, because even the little bit we got here wasn't enough. Like, I need a little bit more, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Need another hit, need another bump.
I love his narcissistic attitude, like that whole... like him just dropping the cunt bomb and just literally the world coming to a standstill.
The same dog stopped taking a piss.
Like they played that joke twice, and I thought it was hilarious both times.
Yeah. Well, the first time was against Wonder Woman, and even she said, "Ooh."
And I wondered how he survived that, because I would be petrified, pissing and shitting myself if I ever let the dogs of words slip that I called Wonder Woman a cunt.
Exactly.
I would never live to see...
Like Q, if I was the your evil villain partner beside you, I would have been like, whoa, bro, we lost the battle, but we gotta go, okay? Oh, you fucked up, all right?
What do you mean?
It's your fault.
We're the bad guy.
Yes.
We're taking down the villain.
Now we're no longer in 1984, all right? Now we're no longer in the movie. Thank you, bud. You ruined our spot for us. Wonder Woman just said, no, you can't be that disrespectful. Get the fuck out.
But we can be like the extended unrated cut, you know?
No.
We can.
No one wants to see us call her that. Like the world just called us the worst villains of the year. Yes. And it's what, February? When does that movie come out? February?
May?
Really? That late?
I think so.
Well, it's May, and we're the worst villains of the year. There you go.
All enough, I do think that Birds of Prey comes out maybe February.
Yeah, I was getting confused. Birds of Prey February, which is ironically almost like the live action version. Yeah. Margot Robbie.
Hell yeah. Speaking of hell yeah, I also really appreciated the Kite Man cameo.
I appreciated the Poison Ivy bit. It was like, oh yeah, Kite Man, yeah. Or no. Oh, it was fun because Harley Quinn said Kite Man, and Poison Ivy said yeah. And I was waiting for it. Oh, and I loved, like, we were joking about this you were saying this last week, and it's like, wait, are they gonna go that direction? Because she was like, oh, Kite Man, yeah, he's weird. He's such a. Hey, did he ask about me?
That
like,
was...
wait, what the fuck? Whoa, Poison Ivy going in a different direction. Hey, ayo.
She's
green with green.
That's it. Oh man,
Kite Man, hell yeah. He is slowly working his way up.
He is
like the respectable villain ladder.
He really is. Like, I mean, just like there's so much fun they could do with that. You know what I mean? Like how like the clutch moment for them could be where she has to just she's put in a position where he's gotten himself in just a shitty situation again.
Yep.
And she has to save his ass. You know, just kind of reversing the whole psychology of how they usually goes down. I think that'd be great,
dude. I'm not gonna lie. Now that they kind of gave it to me a little bit, I'm rooting for it too now.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I was wondering if we were gonna get a Poison Ivy Harley Quinn bit. She's just very open, like the most loving friend of the show. Right. But I wonder if we are gonna get a Kite Man Poison Ivy. Like, oh fuck, dude. I mean, cartoon romance. Wow. Yeah. It might happen.
I'm for it.
I mean, same here, dude. Kite Man. And also, real quick, they better not give me another Kite Man. Hell yeah. Even if it's only once in another episode, I need to hear it again. I need to hear another nod towards Tom King's writing there.
Here's the thing though, man. It's like that shit it's solely for the comic nerds.
Okay.
Because I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just it's just interesting to mention because like they put so many nods. Particularly because Kite Man, he's already an obscure character.
I would argue this, though. Technically, by the laws of writing, they could make it a running gag joke for audience members of the show.
They could.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, it's not the most implausible thing. In fact, well, first off, most of the time, it was Kite Man doing his own hell yes. Yeah. So if he comes back, I want him to give it back to the audience. And I think through that vestige, we would totally get ourselves the hell yeah joke as a running bit and on a deeper level for the comic fans, but also back on this normal level here for the show watchers. Right. Fuck yeah, man. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, I would love at like a Comic-Con or convention for someone dressed as Kite Man to walk in and yell Kite Man and everybody just say, hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me, dude? The only thing that would top that on like the most camaraderie cheer all nerds could do together would be the in-game Captain America Avengers assemble, and everybody blood boils, everybody's skin goes like all
absolutely
goosebumps. There you go. I forgot what they're called for a second.
Squiggly wigglies.
I was going to call them bumps. I forgot what they were called. Goosebumps.
Nerve lumps.
Nerve lumps. I kind of like it. It's pervasive, but I like it. Ooh, I got them nerve lumps. The air's thick with density.
Oh shit! But yeah, we get a pretty fun Kite Man cameo.
Yeah.
But no, so Harley, she's trying to do a similar crew, and that's when we get the reveal of Clayface for the first time.
Yep.
Because I was trying to figure out like who is this bartender
who is very open in revealing himself to these people. Also, Clayface apparently has been trained to be a bartender.
Yeah, or probably he's playing the role of an actor who is playing the part of a bartender.
But does that mean can he actually bartend? Like if someone asks him for a complicated drink, does he know how to make it? Or is he just like, well, my grandmama never taught me, a good old southern boy with big old like cartoon muscles, how to make that, so shit out of luck.
Who knows?
That's my country man, by the way. Yeah.
Wow.
That was his debut on this episode.
Ooh.
Homies, tell me what you think.
Basil Carlo is not impressed.
No, he's not. No. The first comment from one of the homies, Kevin, why do you do voices on the show?
Well, he needs to do a voice in order to do a podcast, guys. Come on.
Thank you for my defense. I appreciate the defense joke. All right.
But no, so it is kind of interesting because essentially she goes on. Maxie Zeus has a fucking TV show.
Dude, I like that they pulled Maxie Zeus into this, man. He's another kind of like more obscured, less popular one.
Yeah, he's another obscure one that Tom King kind of pulled from obscurity, even if it's just for a cameo even.
Mm-hmm.
But hell, I'm trying to think like the last time I seen him in a comic before. It was just straight up probably once again some post crisis shit.
Yeah. Remind us where Tom King pulled him from, like which issue we saw him in.
He was in volume 3, I Am Bane. If we go through the part where Bane is making his way through the asylum, Maxie is one of the first people that he encounters.
Okay.
Yeah. And Maxie, he's still Maxie. He's being very poetic with his words and very gaudy even. But yeah, it's just interesting seeing him because essentially Maxie, despite all of his many looks, he has no real powers. Maxie, he's a delusional man who thinks that he is pretty much Zeus incarnate. Yep, I think you found him.
Yeah, that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Maxie Zeus. Yeah, he's just a normal ass dude with a beard. Yeah, I mean that's about it.
Yeah.
He quotes very Greek-esque speak, and that's about it. Yeah. So bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom, boom.
But he was also interesting in this essence because we.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. You good? You were saying?
Yeah, because we really get to see him just kind of show off. And in the grounds of this TV show, he has no underwear for one thing. Also,
yeah, and he was really into that. He loved his own rod there, his own dick.
Hey, I mean, don't we all?
GOMOD. Get off my own dick. Yeah. But yeah, all the statues, his very sleazy pass at Harley Quinn for being what he thought was going to be like a roadie, basically coming to visit him. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you caught this now, probably. And maybe I have my dates confused. Very possible.
Okay.
But he said that he got like a lot of his fortune from stealing gold or stealing something from like the 96 Olympics, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's the Olympics that the bombing was at in Atlanta. Like that was the '96 Olympics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I'm sure that the writers are also aware of that, or else why else choose that year of the Olympics. So I was like, that was a very interesting and bold choice. But then again, they dropped the C word twice in this episode. Yeah. So hell, they're going all for it.
Yeah, no, that was 96.
Yeah,
good old Atlanta, Georgia, here in the States.
Yeah. So that was that was a very interesting and kind of layered joke because you kind of have to like remember that in order for that joke to truly land.
Yep.
So that was kind of that was a bold choice, and I think it paid off. I thought it was kind of funny. But no, so Maxie, like I said, he's not down for it because he ain't getting no head from Harley. So, kind of gives her the boot. What do you think of this ploy of Harley's though that we get later on when she finally gets Dr. Psycho, who's by the way is married to Giganta?
Yeah, well, she made it very abundantly clear that you hypnotized me. I didn't want this. Fuck you. I'm out. And like she and her phone obsessed kid dipped.
Yeah.
Pentagram shirt wearing guy. But no, that was hilarious because of course it was Biggie Smalls at that point. I'm going to bed. I've earned it. I'm sorry. Okay. But all respect to Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So at that point, it was hilarious. Like looking at the overall plot that Harley came up with as like the revenge plot. Mm-hmm. All right, Clay, you're gonna go distract them, and Psycho, you come around the back with me, and you're tiny, so you can sneak into the house. No psychic powers needed. Mm-hmm. Very Harley Quinn-esque. Very appropriate for like the tone of the show. How it, like you said earlier, it's not taking itself super seriously, but it felt like the next natural thing for the show to do. I'm waiting because little stuff like this, it makes me think that the show's gonna have a great crescendo to where later on, sure, it's not gonna be like pity pranks that we're gonna be getting here. Instead, it's gonna be like grand, awesomely orchestrated, cool shit. You know, very like big time crimes here. You know, but yeah, dude, the ploy for this episode nonetheless was funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the bit with Clayface trying to distract Maxie and how he kept kind of morphing. It was small things at first, like his eye color, and then you just kind of see they pan back to him, and he's morphed into this peg leg, hunchback, hideous thing, and Maxie's like, "Oh, you look just like her," like referring to his would-be mother in this scenario.
Right, yeah.
It was hilarious.
It's like,
yeah. Like Maxie, you enter a whole spectrum of types of women.
I know, right? Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, your range you got range, bud. But yeah, no, that was quickly thwarted.
Yeah, and once again, this is just me. Like, I won't even call it nitpicking, just as much as just pointing it out. I thought it was an interesting choice to have Clayface get this shit beat out of him by Maxie. Seeing that Clayface essentially has no real nerve endings, like it's hurting Clayface is.
It's like a punching bag.
Yeah, it's even harder to hurt him than it is to hurt SpongeBob. You know.
And if you remember your SpongeBob, you know he could take some punches.
Yeah,
he took punches for a whole day from his bully, and nothing happened.
I mean, but literally, like Batman will punch Clayface, and his hand is stuck inside the clay.
Yep.
Good fucking luck. I mean, you pretty much just have to make him brittle, like harden him.
Yeah,
you know?
Freeze him or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or in the case of White Knight, check out the podcast that when we reviewed that one. Or you could just kind of, I guess, just take out his brain or like brain snap or whatever he had for a brain and control him that way.
Yeah, that's true. With the Mad Hatter technology, that was interesting. Yeah.
But yeah. So and that's kind of what shows she. She uses the gold that she steals from Maxie to buy the warhead, to threaten Gotham City, into naming a highway after her. It's a running gag.
I loved that it became a running gag, and I loved the outcome. Where all of a sudden it's like, check out for yourself. See, look. And then she and Poison Ivy are doing what they do, as these two awesome connected best friends are, and they just sit on the couch, drink shit, and be casual, and look at the TV. And the TV's got like, well, this just in, Gotham just updated us, so the criminal is trying to get away from the GCPD here on the now recently renamed Harley Quinn Highway. Holy fuck, totally worth it. Yes. And Harley's like, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
That is so cool, dude.
It is.
I love this show. I love the show's casualness, and I love their like concurrent sense of humor that they get.
Yeah, because it takes a. It has to take a pretty self-aware and really confident crew to put something together like this. Because I mean, by bringing back Kite Man, even for the cameo, you have to have faith that like even people who don't read the Batman comics, like we have enough faith in this caricature of Kite Man that he's gonna be a hit, and we can bring him back and people love him for this cameo.
You need a competent set of writers and a qualified but caring set of producers to team up and make this shit good, you know, like both of them together working through this, and of course voice actors who can perform the way that everyone's imagining it. Fuck yeah, dude, you know, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Oh yeah.
Earlier I touched on two principles I really appreciate with the show: the pacing for one. Talking about that real quick. So I know you've noticed this. I know we've pointed this out in past other TV shows and whatnot, where say something like this, where the theme becomes, I need a crew. I want to build up from the bottom and become my own empire, you know, essentially like Harley Quinn's trying to do here. I want to become my own villain, my own crew here. Other shows would have made one entire episode to get Dr. Psycho, and then another separate entire episode to get Clayface. I love how in this show they don't waste time. Instead, they just say, no, fuck it, give them both of the same episode. Yeah. You know?
It's appropriate for this show. In other shows, it may be more appropriate to do the one at a time type approach.
True.
Depending on what it be. For a show that doesn't take itself seriously and that has this type of tone, this pacing is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. I'm digging it because one, it's fresh. You know, it really works for me.
Yeah.
and obviously it works for the show. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about, I mentioned the pacing and what else? The no BS. I mean, we've already been talking about that this whole time. How it's very down to earth.
Right.
How they have very, like, you know, present day sense of humor, you know, where they have almost dry bits at one time, but then very satirical bits and very just like slapstick comedy at other points here. And I'm super digging it, dude. It's awesome. It works so well for all the actors and all the characters, and the fun little twists that they're adding with each character. I'm digging it. Yeah. Just two highlights I got from like watching tonight's episode.
I also really enjoyed how they are shedding light as to how even in the villain community, in this comedic sense, how women just, they don't get the credit they deserve. They don't get like the same props. You know, they even mentioned how if a male supervillain robs a bank, he's a brilliant mastermind, but if a woman does it, she's a psycho bitch or a crazy bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn, you know, you're right. I mean, it's true. Like well, I would say look at Harley and Joker, but I mean, let's be honest, people call both of them psychos because they are both psychos.
Right. That's their particular brand. Yeah.
But I mean, I can see it though, like in this type of universe or reality, how that could really be a thing. How maybe even female supervillains don't get the credit they deserve.
Right. There's sexism and stereotypes even in villains. Yeah.
I mean, hell, like, because it's hard to pinpoint it, maybe, but you even look at the Kite Man scene, how he comes inside and asks, "Hey, anyone want to come with me?" And
right,
he's like the lowest tier of villains.
And he did like a nonchalant crime too, like, "Hey, you want to come with me? I'm thinking about robbing a bank later on, something like that. Yeah, who's down for it?
Right.
Oh yeah, me, I'll go. Hell yeah, you know.
Yeah. And they all go, but of course when Harley asks, and it's like, you guys either deny for one or two reasons, maybe both. Either A, because she's a woman and you don't want to work for one, which I think is what the show is going for, or two, because you know that she was associated with the Joker and you don't want to be on his bad side.
To give those unnamed villains and ruffians in the bar, Noonan's bar, which is, I don't know what the name references.
I couldn't tell what it was. Said Newmans or humans? I couldn't tell.
Noonan's.
Oh, Noonan's. Okay.
Noonan. Yeah, Noonan's apostrophe S, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a connection or not. It's
probably.
There has to be, right? It's a very particular name.
It is.
But no, it's like, I don't know. In defense of those hooligans, Harley does seem to have a pre-established reputation as Joker's girl, and also one who will eventually go back to the Joker. So maybe that's kind of muddled the water there too. Not making excuses for these men. I'm not that dirtbag, thank you. I'm just playing advocate here, you know? Right. Yeah, as we do. But
typical white male cisgender bullshit, Kevin.
All right, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna go eat a sock. Excuse me.
Eat a sock.
Yeah, but not playing that role, my man. Thank you very much. Yeah. No. I'm hoping that later on Harley Quinn does, like, I can see the show kind of going towards a direction like, oh fuck yeah, man, Harley Quinn is the bomb. She's awesome. She's hell yeah, I want to be a hooligan for you, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I also really appreciated how, at least for now, Poison Ivy's not just jumping ship and being like, okay, Harley, I'll join your crew. I appreciate that Harley is, or that Poison Ivy is still very much her own character and not just, a high acting lackey, for lack of better terms, for Harley. You know, she's like, no, I work solo. You know this.
Yeah. I dig it too.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm really digging the Poison Ivy in the show, man. She's one of my favorite characters too, just because she's so laid back and she is such like a present day personality that you could go meet at work, or you can go befriend at a bar or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I've met you before. You're right now just a cartoon who happens to be Poison Ivy, but your exact personality, I've met you. Yeah.
She doesn't seem like a super psycho eco-terrorist.
No.
You know?
She seems like she's just like, nah, bitch, get out of my face. I just want a decent life. I want respect. I want to be able to drink my tea and take care of my plants.
Yeah.
That's it. Shut up, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You got anything else for this one, Kevin? Before we wrap up?
I'm all good over here, man. The show's dope, man.
It is.
I'm digging it. I cannot wait for more episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The show so far, man, 3 episodes in, and it's brilliant. I mean, it truly is a great cartoon.
Yeah.
And I just hope that the word gets out and that, you know, as many eyes can get on the show as possible, because it really is a great show.
Hell yeah. If it hasn't been evident enough from the last episode we did on the show or all of this one prior to what we're saying now, dude, the show is smart. The show is hilarious. The show's holy hell worth your time.
It's self-aware.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And it there's so much there that, once again, it doesn't matter if you've been a fucking comic historian or if you just like the look of the animation and you want to check it out, you will enjoy this show.
It's made for everybody.
Except for people who have, like, you know, lackluster senses of humor.
Yeah,
I will say this: not that the two are even likely alike, but if you like Rick and Morty, that style of humor, I think you like this show.
They're so close together, actually, dude. Yeah. Dan Harmon just flipped his shit, but yeah, dude, they are. It's a great show.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's all for now, guys. Thank you for listening in, though. A few things, guys. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, seriously. So that way, every time we upload an awesome-ass episode, you guys can be the first to get it. And also, if you haven't already, leave us a review. So those fucking podcasting guys can smile down upon us and shed their tears of mercy and joy.
Hell yeah, we all benefit whenever the podcasting gods smile down upon us, because that helps us out as the superhero homies here. But on top of that, homies, it's been a few episodes since we've said it, so we're going to tell you again here. If you haven't heard the news yet, your boys are about to begin advertising. We actually got signed on to do some cool advertising stuff, which means that we'll be able to continue to give you guys quality content here, but we'll actually be supported in doing so, which is super exciting for us. So starting January, whenever you start hearing ads in the show, do not be surprised. It's just us doing what we gotta do to help bring you guys more content more often and a lot more quality stuff. So support your boys, listen, do whatever you do with it, and then we resume as normal. Easy as that. Yep.
Absolutely. And with that being said, guys, if you have any other kinds of questions, comments, gift us, food supplies, or suggestions for things you'd like to hear us cover or talk about, then hit us up at superherohomies@gmail.com or any of our social media outlets. We're always active and live, always listening and watching.
Hell yeah. And of course, guys, you all know about our Patreon page by now. The last episode, we had the guest Joseph Brown sporting with us, hanging out with us, having a great time, talking about Patreon a little bit too. Feel free to sign up. It's going to be at patreon.com/superherohomies, and $1 gets you most things, $3 gets you everything. $3.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I forgot the S. $3.
Yeah, that $1 gets you all of our new movie reviews. We just did Zombieland a few weeks ago, and it came out. We'll be doing the new Star Wars movie here coming out very soon.
Did you say Zombie? Oh, that's right, Zombieland 2. Yeah, exactly. I didn't forget about it.
But all of our non-related superhero new movies that we cover throughout the year, you can get those all for just $1 a month, and have access to all of them,
including Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Oh, I said it.
$3, like Kevin said, gets you everything we have under the sun. Our video game reviews of 2019, all of our video game reviews, actually, our Rick and Morty podcast we did earlier in the year, every single thing.
Hell yeah.
Yep. And also, guys, if that's not enough, if you sign up for Patreon as well, whether it be $1 or $3, you get ad-free listening. So come the new year, when ads are inserted, you guys get that ad-free listening. No ads, no worries.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. I think that's all for now, though.
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. I think we did everything, all the spots that we could think to do. Yeah.
But thank you guys again for listening, and until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And as always, my name is Superhero Homie Kevin.